Alright guys, welcome back to ExtremeLiving.biz. Whoo, yeah, we're out here in my side yard getting ready to change a oil pan on a 1999 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta. We're going to take you through the steps and show you how to go about doing it. It's not that big of a job, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, step number one is never let your wife drive your 1999 Jetta. If you follow step number one, you will not have to avoid step number two, which is driving over curbs and smashing your 1999 Jetta oil pan. But if you missed out on step number one and step number two, we'll go ahead and skip to step number three. So if you're still following us, if you didn't apply to step number one or step number two, first thing you need to do is obviously get the car jacked up. Be safe, get some blocks, some big wooden blocks. I may just go ahead and use some of this free firewood that I got. I haven't cut it up yet, and just stick it underneath behind the front wheel, and or grab my what do you call it, jacks, yeah, jack stands. That's the word I was looking for. Grab my jack stands and use them also. But let's go ahead and get that done so we can get the oil drained, and I'll take you underneath there and show you the oil pan. Alright, so we're underneath the car now, got it jacked up, and I left the jack and I put a giant ass log underneath there, so the car's going nowhere. But anyway, you can see where the wife smashed the oil pan. You can see where it hit isn't actually where it cracked. You see where it hit right there, but the crack is actually over here on this side. See on the corner there? It is split right here, cracked. It's that pot metal bullshit, so if it gets hit it cracks all over the fucking place type of shit. But that's what our problem is. So we're gonna drain what little oil is left in there and go ahead and pull down the pan. Alright, first thing I did after I drained all the oil out is take loose these bolts here that hold the pan in. There's 2 here, 7 down the back, and 7 across the front. Alright, now the nearest I can tell after you got all of those bolts off, there's 3, 1 here, 1 right here, 1 right here, and that should be it. There's these 3 bolts. There's 1, 2, and the third one's here that holds this pan on, and then the pan should come free. Alright, now we're taking out these big bolts here. Like I said, this one here, and somewhere back here I believe there's another one. I'm hoping that those will be the only 3 left. It's kind of a tedious job with no proper tools to get it out of there, but we're just taking it out this way. Alright. Alright, now for these 3 big bolts, after we've removed the screws that went up inside there, there's 7 here in the back and 7 in the front, and these 2 on the side. With the Allen wrench, we're using a 5/8 wrench to take the front 2 bolts off, and I'm using a deep dish socket which fits just barely fits in there with a ratchet, and we're removing what I'm hoping to be the final bolt holding this pan on from the rear. Get up in here closer. Alright, so I just realized that there's some more screws. I think there's 3 more. You can't see them, but they're up in here. There's 1 here, there's 1 right up in here, and there's another one back here. So it's not just those 7 and these 7 and those 2 up there. There's also 3 up in here. Make sure you don't forget about them. Alright, so once you realize that you didn't take out all the bolts, because there's one hitting up here that I broke it loose, but I never took it completely out. So we'll go ahead and take it completely out, and we should be able to drop this pan with no problem at all. There's the last bolt. Now this pan should just drop straight down for me. There we go. And that, my friends, is how you take off the smashed up oil pan. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and change the oil pump and probably the chain while I'm at it. It's pretty stupid, I think, to do this. Well, it wasn't really too hard and everything looks in good shape, but for another 30 or 40 bucks is probably what all this would cost. I'll be damned if I'm going to put this back together without doing it.